In today's lesson, we're going to focus on a text called recycling from More to Read 1 books. Here on this slide, you can see the vocabulary list for this text. Okay, now let's start with the vocabulary items first of all. The first word is durable, which means long-lasting. It's an adjective, and basically it means that something stays in good condition for a long time. In the picture, you can see that it's a phone, a Nokia phone, and this actually can stay good for a long time, in a very good condition for a long time, which means this phone is very durable. And for the collocations, here we have durable material, and in the text we have this sentence, as you can see, and another example sentence, wood is a durable material, or you could also say porcelain animal is strong and durable. And the synonym for this would be hard wearing. The second word is recycle. It's a verb, and it means that you put used objects or materials through a special process so that they can be used again. So basically, the collocation for that would be to recycle a material. And here we have some sentences from the text and another example sentence. Denmark recycles nearly 85% of its paper. The third word, entirely, it means completely, totally. And in the text, we have this sentence and some more example sentences here. Our situation is entirely or completely different. The mountain consists entirely of volcanic rock. Next word is long-term. It's an adjective and it means it's something continuous for a long period of time into the future. And the collocation for this word would be a long-term dream or long-term effects. And the use in the text was like this. In the sentence, it says, Julie owns her own shoemaking company and has achieved a long-term dream to turn waste into something useful. Some other example sentences here. The scientists have been analyzing the long-term effects of using these chemicals. And the antonym, the opposite for this word would be short-term. Another word, sort, it's a noun, and basically the synonyms for this word would be kind or type. And the collocation would be all sorts of materials or something. And here we have some sentences from the text and an example sentence. They play all sorts, all kinds, all types of music. Okay, next word is export. It means you sell goods to another country. So the collocation for this would be export something from to. And in the text, we have this, America even exports its waste, this sentence. And some example sentence for this would be, the company exports tuna fish from Turkey to the US. And the antonym for this would be the opposite. In other words, the opposite word is import. Next word is get rid of. It's a phrasal verb and it means you throw away or sell position that you don't want or need. Collocation for this is get rid of waste. And the use in the text, the sentence we saw was getting rid of waste is a major problem. Another sentence, some examples for this would be, the problem is getting rid of nuclear waste, or we are moving so we have to get rid of a lot of our furniture. Next word is investment. It means the use of money to make a business activity successful or the money that is used. Collocation for this word would be to attract investment or to make an investment in something. The use in the text, her company has already attracted millions of dollars worth of investment, and some example sentence would be, much of that public sector support has been designed to attract investment from private organizations. Next word is in spite of. It's a prepositional phrase and it means without being affected or stopped by something. The synonym is despite, and some collocations for this would be in spite of plus noun, noun phrase, or verb ing, gerund form of your verb. The use in the text, there are arguments against recycling in spite of the fact that it is environmentally friendly. And some more examples here. In spite of his age, he leads an active life. Next word is to run something. This is not like the physical activity or exercise that we do when we want to have some workout in our daily lives. This is something else. It is different. So if you run something, it means you organize or control an activity, business, organization, or country. And the collocation for this would be to run a scheme, a program, or a business. The use in the text was like this: although many people show great interest in recycling schemes, it can be expensive to run them. Some more example sentences. Sue has been running a mail order business for 10 years. Or you could also say, Cleveland Police are offering to run a scheme to train pub and club doormen. Next word is manufacturer. It means producer or maker. And it's basically a person or company that makes large quantities of goods. The collocation for this would be a large or big manufacturer, and the use in the text was like this: manufacturers in Germany are trying to solve the problem at the production stage. Some more example sentences: faulty goods should be returned to the manufacturers. Or another one: Apple is one of the world's largest computer manufacturers. Well, like I said, it's basically a producer or maker. Next word is to remind. It means not forgetting or to help somebody remember something, especially something important that they must do. The collocation for this would be to remind somebody that plus a sentence, or to remind somebody about or of something. The use in the text was like this, as you can see. And some example sentences here. Mrs. Welland reminded her son that they still had several people to see. Or the girls had to be reminded about their responsibilities. So basically it means not forgetting or helping someone to remember, do something. Next word is waste. So it means unwanted matter or material of any type, especially what is left after use. So this could be human waste, animal waste, or hazardous toxic wastes. It means trash or garbage. The synonyms for this would be trash or garbage. In the text, we have a sentence again about Julie, and then some example sentence. Local factories stopped dumping their waste into the river after a series of complaints from the public. The next word is wrapping. It's a noun. As you can see in the picture, this person is wrapping some kind of gift using this paper material. And the meaning for wrapping would be this, basically: paper or plastic that covers or protects something. The collocations for this word would be plastic wrapping or wrapping paper. And in the text, we have this sentence, as you can see here right now. And some example sentences here would be: the new chairs were covered in protective wrappings. The next word is argument. It means a disagreement or the process of disagreeing. Collocation in the text was argument against something. There are arguments against recycling in spite of the fact that it is environmentally friendly. So people are disagreeing with each other. That's what this means. And example sentence: one of the main arguments against wearing school uniforms is that students will lose their identity, individualism, and self-expression if they're made to wear the same clothes as everyone else. If this happens, then everyone will end up looking the same. Okay, now that we're done with the vocabulary items, let's move on with the questions related to this text. In part A, we have 2 questions. You're going to guess the meaning of the word using the clues in the text. The first question is durable. This word was in paragraph 1. I've taken out that exact sentence from the paragraph here. Julie Lewis from Oregon in the United States is wearing an expensive looking pair of boots. They are durable, i.e. long-lasting, and also fashionable. So here, as you can see, the word durable followed by a comma, and then you have IE, meaning, in other words, long-lasting. This is your answer, because it's telling you that this abbreviation IE, it means in other words, and it's giving you the answer basically. Durable means, in other words, long-lasting. Okay, Question 2, schemes in paragraph 2, and this is the sentence that we saw the word schemes. Recycling has become extremely popular in the US, particularly in recent years when the number of recycling schemes organized plans has increased by 500%. Here, the phrase organized plans is in between dashes. As you can see, this is also another tip that you can actually make good use of whenever you are asked to answer questions on vocabulary items. So in the previous question it was IE, and in this question it was the use of dashes. So these are some of the tips that you can actually use to answer these questions. The answer for this question would be organized plans. Okay, part B. Here you're going to mark the best choice. Question number 1. Single-handed probably means. This was in paragraph 1 and I've taken that part in paragraph 1 and here you can see it. Although she thinks that something has to be done before it's too late, Julie knows that she cannot solve the world's environmental problems single-handed. For such important issues, she needs support from others. Okay, so let's go over that part once again. Julie knows that she cannot solve the world's environmental problems single-handed. For such important issues, which means world's environmental problems, she needs support from others. Okay, so then we know that single-handed probably means without help, because the following sentence helps you understand that this cannot be done on her own. She needs support from other people. So it seems like the exact opposite. Yes, it is like that, but here in the options, the word without helps you understand that single-handed refers to only one. So basically, and the following sentence helps you get that idea. Okay, I hope it's clear. Question number 2. Julie Lewis has always wanted. Okay, so this is the part that have that sentence from paragraph 1. Julie owns her own shoemaking company and has achieved a long-term dream to turn waste into something useful. All right, so the phrase here, a long-term dream. Okay, so if her dream was a long-term one, then this means she has always wanted to be a part of this recycling process. So that's why option C is the correct answer. Question number 3. Americans now recycle far more waste than they used to because they have realized that okay, here we have 4 options, and the part that you need to be looking at from paragraph 2 is copied and pasted in this slide as well. Now let's take a look at the next slide so that you can see where I found that information. Here it's in red. As you can see, the number of recycling schemes has increased by 500%, and then you have some more information referring to 65% and then 25% and then 20%. So of course you will have such information in the paragraph, but the important part that you should be looking at is the part that is followed by such irrelevant information. I mean, it's not entirely irrelevant, but the following information is much more important. Therefore, here, take a look at the following sentence. The interest in reusing materials has come from the realization that Americans produce far more waste per person than most Europeans, a total of 200 million tons a year, which refers to option B in meaning here. So basically, Americans realize that they produce more rubbish than other countries compared to the Europeans. Most of the Europeans, they just produce more rubbish. I hope that's also clear. Question 4. Which of the following is not true? Okay, so I've taken out the bit from the paragraph about this question. Let's take a look at the options together. So option A, this was like that. One of the reasons for water pollution is landfill sites. In the paragraph, you had this sentence. For option A, this is true, by the way, 2/3 of the remaining waste is buried in landfill sites. Getting rid of waste is a major problem. Landfill sites can cause pollution of water supplies. So this means that option A is true. And option B, burning rubbish is not a good way of getting rid of waste as it causes air pollution, and this is about air pollution. And here in the sentence from the paragraph, the part that you can find in the paragraph, this is also true. As sites fill up, new ones need to be found. Some rubbish is burned, but this pollutes the atmosphere. So atmosphere refers to the air pollution in this option. Therefore, this option is also true. And option C, it says Americans export cars which are produced by using scrap metal. Well, this is not true, because in the paragraph we had this sentence: Japan uses American scrap metal to produce new cars, which it then sells back to the US. So the word "it" refers to Japan, and they just produce the cars and then they sell the cars back to the US, which means option C is not true, because the US is not producing these new cars. That's what this option means. So that's why option C is not true. Let's also take a look at option D. Recycling is a good way of making money. In the paragraph you had this sentence, which was true. Recycling is already a big business. Julie Lewis being a perfect example. Her company has already attracted millions of dollars worth of investment. So if Julie has already attracted millions of dollars worth of investment, then this means recycling is a good way of making money. I hope this question is also clear, the explanations I've provided you with. Okay, question 5. The Palm Beach County plan involves... Okay, so this was the information that you were looking for. This was in paragraph 4. Referring to that paragraph, we had the sentence: kitchen waste is used to operate a generator which supplies electricity to 30,000 houses. So this means there is some kind of energy going on here, the production of electricity, supply of electricity to this number of houses. So then this means option A is the correct one, producing energy from waste. All right, next part. We have 2 questions here. Question 1, what's the main argument against recycling? The information you're looking for is in paragraph 5, which I copied and pasted. Here, if you take a look at the statements, you will see what I mean. Just have a quick look. I'll be here with you. All right, if you're ready, well, in this paragraph, there are some information that we can actually provide as an answer. So the first one, as you can see from the suggested answers, it can be expensive to run recycling schemes, or you can also say it is not economical to transport materials for recycling from areas which still have a lot of landfill space. So what you can do is to extract the information from the paragraph. This means that you cannot copy and paste the exact same sentences or phrases from the paragraph. This would mean direct lifting, which is not something we want to do. Therefore, you need to omit some bits and parts from the paragraph to have the right answer. Here, what you can do is to focus on the question. So it asks you the main argument against recycling, and this means that in this paragraph you don't need the information starting with their arguments against recycling, in spite of the fact that it's environmentally friendly. I mean, this part is not really necessary. So what's important here is that the main argument, and here in the second sentence it starts explaining that although many people show great interest in recycling schemes, well, this part is also not important because we are not interested what people think or what people do. Therefore, we just need the main focus, the main argument against recycling, which is that exact same sentence. It can be expensive. It can be expensive to run recycling schemes. Therefore, we have this suggested answer. All right, question number 2. Why do German manufacturers pay so much attention to packaging? This was in paragraph 6. Here, I'll give you a few moments so that you can have a quick look at paragraph 6, so you can read the sentences. I'll be here with you. All right, if you read these sentences here, let's move on. Okay, so the suggested answers, because they're trying to solve the problem at the production stage, the question focuses on why do these people pay this attention to packaging. And it's given to you in the first sentence because they're just trying to solve the problem at the production stage. And the rest of the information in this paragraph is irrelevant. We don't need that part. So basically in the suggested answers, you have 2 possible answers. You can either write the first one or the second one. I hope this was clear. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask your questions on this text. Hope you have a good time. Take care. See you soon.